Alright, 1, 2, 3, just checking out that I got everything correctly and that everything is fine. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Alrighty, 1, 2, 3. Hello, myths, monsters, all sorts of folklore and legend. Welcome! We are back with more streams, baby. We're doing another Epic the Musical tier list slash ranking uh, stream, and I have a very special guest here, my friend Josie. Say hi, Josie. Get unmuted. Come here. I can't hear you. Oh no. Oh, oh no, is your headphones being stupid again? God damn it. Uh, hello? Hello?
Hello.
There they are. Hello, everybody. This is my lovely, lovely friend Josie. Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with some audio mishaps today, but that's fine. Anyways, go follow my guest. Josie is a sweetheart, a big fan of theater and also F1 racing and other such things. I know you want to talk a little bit about yourself and what you like to do.
But yeah, I am a nerd of many talents. Like uh, Ferris said, I'm currently hyper fixated on Formula One. I am a huge theater nerd. Recently got into Next to Normal, and I just hyper fixate on a lot of things. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I have been following Epic forever, eh, ever since I was just a wee freshman in college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, yeah. And we love that. I don't know. I met for those of you who don't know, I met Josie in college. I was originally going to for theater, and I had the world's shittiest makeup slash costuming class. Though the only good thing about that was Josie here. So thanks, Josie.
Problem. I had to suffer through that same teacher too.
God,
So
I'm so glad they fired her.
she just left, like because
I
her husband got a job in New Zealand.
I think it's funnier if I say that she got fired.
Oh yeah, but the costume shop manager is still there.
Maybe I can just, this is a joke for legal reasons. FBI, CIA, 1, 2, 3, ABC. Uh, maybe I could just send her to New Zealand as well. Wink, wonk, wink, 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 wonk. You know, you know, you know.
Theater department will be very happy.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm much happier as a writing major. So yeah, you know, but yes, this is the lovely, amazing Josie. You can go follow them at Instagram. Also, they have Twitter, which they wrongfully called X. Uh,
They might have said some people say X, but I still call it Twitter. Luckily,
yeah,
I don't
the people who
post
call
a
it
lot on
X are
Twitter.
MAGA idiots. We don't need to talk to them. All right, they're into crypto
Uh,
and NFTs. We don't do that shit here. This is how it be.
no, I just like watching CoffeeZilla uh take down crypto scams. It's funnier that way.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, but yes, we are going to be reviewing Vengeance Saga. We're going to talk about what we like, what we don't like, all that stuff. Vengeance Saga is the eighth out of ninth saga and details Odysseus getting off of Calypso's island. The story goes back to him and getting to Ithaca, but there's some wacky hijinks along the way. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. So some and I guess you know, uh, I'm gonna usually start these with like a just an overall an overall summary, and then at the end, I'll like rank repeat that and rank the saga on like an S through D tier list. Uh, and in the middle, rank all the songs and talk about them and all that stuff. So for Vengeance, I think is complicated. I have a lot that I love about it. Vengeance has a I don't know. it has a lot of good things to it. I think it has a good sense of like spectacle. It has like it's not the final saga, but it definitely has an air of finality to it, which I really appreciate. The Return of Hermes is always a joy. I fucking love him, and he's even better here. I love the return of Poseidon and the fact that Odysseus finally like completes his character arc and just goes through with you know the most heinous action he does to an individual. I will put it that way. Uh, and he I don't know. It's very good. I think there's a lot of awesome I don't know awesomeness to the music. The return of the trumpets being like a main fixture is awesome. I love the I don't know. I I love the melodies of the songs. I don't know. I love the singing. There's a lot that I really like about it, and there's also some parts that I don't. I think there's some storytelling mishaps that I think could have been ironed out a little bit more. I think there's some really stupid things about the final song, which I will get to. And I also think that Calypso within Epic could have been changed just ever so slightly, including the song that of hers that's here. It's not bad, but it's not something that I wholeheartedly love. Still, I think this saga does a lot right, and this is the saga I've personally listened to the most, just because I do think one thing it does well, it has a very nice like flow to it. So yeah, I like it a lot. Not my favorite, but it is very good. What are your thoughts on this saga, Josie?
So I do agree that Vengeance Saga has a lot in terms of like the storytelling. I personally have a very deep connection with this. In fact, how I got into Epic was based on the a snippet of one of the songs in this saga, and I've just been slowly but surely, like I'm gonna say the thing. I was waiting for it.
Mm-hmm.
So and I when I finally saw that he was going to be releasing it and I saw that there was a snippet, I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. But not only that, it to me at least the Vengeance Saga solidifies it's like, okay, Odysseus was, for the longest time he's like, yeah, not to, pull on heartstrings, but the whole Polites open arms thing really like solidified, we should try to create the world with open arms, but in the end this saga's like, no, we're not gonna do that. Full throttle, everything amazing. I do like that there's certain elements that the more you dig into the saga, the more you're like, oh, and it ties back to other things. Like I might point this out when we talk about it, but the very last song, there's kind of that switch for Odysseus that people don't really recognize until you listen to Ithaca. You're like, oh, and it ties back to the Wisdom Saga, which has one of my favorite characters in it. Uh, but yeah, I personally like it. Uh, and Calypso, really, I don't listen to her songs a lot, so I'm just like, oh, you're here. I forgot.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, Benji Saga, 10 out of 10.
Yeah. I'll I'll obviously yeah we'll obviously talk about certain elements as we go on. This is something I forgot to do last stream, but I guess I talked about it a little bit, so it's fine. Anyways, so each stream I talk about a different topic with my guest and related to the saga. Something that I think that this saga does well, and I think that this saga does spectacle very well. It does like spectacle and fights and all that stuff. It does that very well. Uh, so that's something that I will talk about, and that you may talk about as well as we're going through the songs.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Are you ready to start this shindig off?
Yes, I have the my own personal playlist I made up on my phone because I sometimes you listen to it and you're like, I forgot.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's jump into it. We're gonna start with you know, n- not sorry for loving you. So the plot of this song is this is the start of the saga. Calypso goes to Odysseus, says, you know, a messenger has come. You may leave my island, and I'm sorry if I've pushed you, but I'm not sorry that I loved you. And Calypso explains herself, explains her backstory, why she did this, and you know why she wants him to stay. And by the very end of it, Odysseus says, "I love you, but not in the way you want me to," and Calypso breaks and then rejects him and questions why she even fell in love with him in the first place. So yeah, this is a very emotional song. Not I wouldn't just I guess I would describe it somewhat as an aria for Calypso. Uh, because it's mostly just her venting her frustrations. There's As for things this song does well, I think that uh, instrumentally it's really damn good. I really love the steel drums, and the strings are really nice. It has like an air of like calmness yet also intense somberness, which really placates this song. I really like the how it's contrasted with the singing, which is like so like grandiose and like so like sad, like epically sad, quote unquote. And this is like just a simple melody. It's very pleasing. I I don't know. I also do like that it is a kind of simple instrumentation. That like goes well with this because it's technically a confrontation between a god and a man, uh, but really it's about a woman who is so obsessed with getting the love she never got that she won't let go of the only companion she's ever known. And I don't know, it works really nicely together. I also think that like story wise, the song is really good. To have a song where Calypso explains herself is really nice because I think she's a very sympathetic character. I don't agree with anything she's done, and I think she's a manipulator, but there's a lot of sympathy. You understand why, and there's a lot. I don't know. It's very nice. I do wish that they did like play up certain things more, like her villainousness. There's certain things I wish that they did a little bit more with that, which would have been interesting, and possibly something they could have played up is like this being like uh, something they run away from, because in media, like the quote unquote two types of actions, like action scenes are like a fight or a chase. So this could have been like her chasing him till like he finds out he can leave the island, and then she chases him and he just barely escapes. That could have been interesting, which some interpretations actually have done that. But anyways, but yeah, it's very nice story. I love the lyrics. Calypso's voice actress is fucking beautiful and like put so much like heart and emotion into someone who's so terrible. And I think there's a lot of very good lyrics, and I don't know, you can definitely tell the manipulation with certain things, like you know it's like, for that I'll say I was wrong. It's like, it's like, oh, for this one thing, yeah, maybe I wasn't the best, but I loved you, and I like that. And I also think emotionally there's some nice moments, and yeah, I don't know. Those are just some compliments I have for the song. What are some parts you like about this song, Josie? I don't want to take the whole thingy.
You're good. It's your stream after all.
Yeah, well, you're my
I do.
guest, and I want to hear your opinion. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. To me, I do like how the shifts, because in all reality, Epic is Odysseus' story.
Yes.
And I do love the shift. It's like here we were in the Wisdom Saga. We finally meet Telemachus, and his, don't mean to pun intended, but his epic journey to try to finding his dad versus where his dad is actually. It's like I love that contrast, especially like you said, the somber music versus the high intensity and the splendor of God games or legendary. But I will say that like that Calypso's like, oh, I'm not sorry for loving you. It's like, didn't he tell you that he had a wife? But it's I just that confuses me. It's like this man is trying to tell you. It's like, I'm married, like I'm good, but at the same time, it's like he kind of did lose his crew a while back, so he's like maybe he's still raveling, like with that, but overall, this song is nice. The singing and the melodies, they're really sweet, but it's not a song I particularly listen to on repeat.
Hmm.
But yeah, the characterizations, like you said, the villainous, like there's still some villainous tendencies of Calypso, but yeah, in terms of like other quote unquote villainesses of Epic, it's not like a Cersei or whatever,
Yeah,
but
or a Scylla.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I it would have been nice if like there was a little bit more of like that kind of desperation, and there's a little bit of that in there. I think some things I have problems with within this song is like one, like it doesn't have like a lot of references to other songs because there's like thematic cues of things like Just a Man melody or Penelope's melody or whatever, like there's not really a lot of that in this song. And I also think like despite it being such an emotional and somber song, I don't feel, and that's partially the point because it's like, oh, like she's this toxic person, you're not supposed to. But I don't even feel the, oh, I feel so disgusted. I just feel like, oh, okay, this is like a nice song, and there's a little bit of that, but it's not a lot. And I don't know. Like I said, there's certain story things I wish was better, and certain lyrical things. Like I wish Odysseus had some parts. Like the cut song. Why can't you just love me too? That song. I like Odysseus was supposed to get some parts, and it would have been nice to hear him like just go off, say like, you hurt me for 7 years, how dare you? And then she says, yeah, I pushed you, and for that I'll say I was wrong. That could have been a nice back and forth, and he doesn't get anything. The most he says is Calypso, and then I love you, but not in the way you want me to.
yeah. At least he let her down easy.
I
That's
yeah,
my
that
whole thing.
he gave her, for a man who is like, oh, I'm the monster now. He let her down pretty fucking easy.
He's like, I'm a monster now. I'm gonna go to my wife.
Yeah,
Which, oh,
I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what happens in the Odyssey, because like when like he's given the okay to leave, like he basically has to go to Calypso and being like, oh, you're the most beautiful, amazing woman ever. It's like he has to, you're more beautiful than my wife. He has to fucking stoop to that level.
yeah.
Yeah,
Greek mythology is fun like that.
yeah. There's a lot of different like things there. Like what, like it was morally acceptable for an unmarried woman to sleep with a married man. Like if consent was given, it was like it was fine. Like this stuff's a little different. Anyways, as for ranking, so I have S through D here. For Not Sorry for Loving You, I personally would put it near the end of C. That's just my opinion, though.
Again, this might be a hot take. I might put it. Hold on, I'm looking at it.
You could you
Uh,
put it wherever you want. You put it in an F tier if you wanted to.
I would put it. I almost say like first thing in D
Fair. That's
because
understandable.
but don't get me wrong. Okay, I'm saying this. I do like. I'm just giving my opinions on this. I didn't see these screens before, but I do like. There are other ways, just as Cersei being sassy. But
Yeah,
in
I,
terms
I
of like,
I respect that. I think that's fun. That's a fun part about it.
um, also it's just Odysseus' therapy session before everything else
He
happens.
says, I miss my wife tales, and then she's like, fine, leave my fucking island.
It's like I'll help you, but yeah, I would put it in D.
Yeah,
Because it's just like,
I'm just reviewing these based off of certain other factors. Like the 5 factors I have is basically like lyrics, which is about like the lyrics themselves and the singing, the instrumentation, the emotionality, the story of the song, like how well does it like flow into the narrative, and then also thematic cues, which is again like the things I mentioned, like Penelope, like that's one. So
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's like
But
based
then
off
yeah,
those five
so
factors, it's like they like those 2 songs don't have as like they have some like 2s out of 5 because I basically like it was a 5-point scale, so there's some like not as good parts in my mind. Again, the I'm ranking them concurrently with each other. So like, Puppeteer is not a D tier song. Like as a song, I think it's a B tier song. I think it's pretty good. But like,
Yeah.
as an epic song, it is D tier. That is what I mean by this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my ranking for it. Just because, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Fair.
forgot Calypso existed.
Yeah,
Because,
Odysseus is gonna forget that Calypso existed. He's gonna have 20 years of Pound Town to make up for everything. He's gonna forget about her.
oh my gosh. True. That's the funny part.
I love that, and like those memes of Penelope where it's just like oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah. And the fact that it has been said that Penelope is a Spartan woman, like,
Top top top.
uh, hello? And then, like, people are like, oh, by the way, Ares was, like, the patron god of Spartan women. It's like, oh,
Mm,
so she could have,
uh,
she could have handled those suitors herself. But, getting
uh,
ahead of myself.
she, yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some interpretations of "Would you fall in love with me again," where she's holding a knife by her side and then she drops it when she sees Odysseus. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I put it in low C. You put it in D, and I don't know. It's not a terrible song, and if I do a full listen through of Epic, I think it is a nice moment and is an interesting idea for a villainess because it is like she doesn't physically threaten him, quote unquote, just like emotionally, which is interesting. But I don't know. I do wish there could have been more, and I don't know. You can do both. You can, I've seen interpretations of Calypso where basically she has nature powers and like she like melds into the earth and becomes a giantess and stuff like that. I'm like, that could have been interesting. Have like a song where she's chasing him, like I mentioned. I think that could have been fun.
Yeah, just Odysseus, like, Tomb Raider style.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and it could still be like, you know, like, it could have been something like, like, him just like being like, you hurt me, and and her saying, yeah, if I pushed you, for that I'll say I was wrong, and you know, but like it would be interesting to have like such a like a somber song, but yet have it be like an intense one too, because I don't know, I think Epic's intense, and I don't know,
yeah,
yeah,
because each saga really has, like, either intense moments or moments where it's like you're like, what?
yeah, all right,
But that happens later in Vengeance.
yeah, yeah. All right. Anyway, yeah. So that's Not Sorry for Loving You. Anything else you want to put out there before we go on to Dangerous?
No,
Yeah.
because I have a lot of things to say about Dangerous.
I have so much to say about Dangerous. This might be my longest epic stream. I might have I should have probably had those other ones been like 2 hours because I had so many thoughts that I wanted to get out but couldn't. It's all right. Anyways, let's see. Okay. So I'm just going to rank it first. So yeah, this is my favorite epic song. Yeah.
As someone, like I said, I am a nerd of many things. I have favorite songs in each saga that I've, like, fully listened to, because the Thunder Saga I have not really listened to. Uh, but uh, yeah, I love Dangerous. I would, like, it's tied as my favorite song.
Fair. What's the other one, if I may ask?
In the Water.
Ah, of course. All right, but yes. Uh, yeah. Before we get too far. So yes. Dangerous. In this song, Odysseus ponders to himself like how's he gonna get home? It's only him left. All of his men are gone, and Hermes comes in saying, "All you gotta do is not open this bag." And this is much like much like Wouldn't You Like beforehand. This is like an uplifter song. This is a montage song where Hermes basically guides Odysseus and encourages him to keep on fighting, to, because he's fighting for his home, he's fighting for his family, and to remind him that, yeah, there's a purpose to this and that he should keep going. And he also gives him the windbag, and, and says, don't open this or you won't make it home. And Odysseus gets the energy and the passion to say, danger is my friend. I'll be ruthless. I'll use every trick in my domain. And uh, yeah, and I don't know. And then Hermes leaves off with an ominous message. Yeah, I good luck. Yeah, I love this song so much. Okay. There's no complaining part. This is just all beautiful. The lyrics are so upbeat and catchy. I love so many things, Follow the North Star no matter how far you think you're rowing, you keep on going. It flows so nicely lyrically. Troy Doherty does an amazing job as Hermes. Like, he did great in Wouldn't You Like, and he does even better here. He's just so catchy and bubbly and fun. Like, and you really feel it emotionally, because, I'd say, like, I don't know, like, this song is just a fun song, and, like, like, after, like, so much tragedy and death, it's like, yeah, we needed this, and Odysseus needed this, and it's really nice to have him just, I don't know, just, have this, like, triumphant moment, because, like, triumph doesn't happen in Epic that much, or if it does happen, there's a cost, so it's like, oh, they beat the Cyclops, but, Polites and the other men died, or, they, you know, oh, they beat Cersei the witch and they get to, get a prophet to tell them where to go. But they go to the underworld and shit is fucked. There's always a consequence to triumph. But in this one, there is none, which is a nice kind of change of pace. I I love I love the instrumentals. The harps and the synths just go really hard, and they're just so catchy and boppy and poppy. I think I understand why people could say, oh, there's not much that happens story wise, but I'd argue that, like, I don't know. Again, this is a montage song, and, like, at least in the animatics, like, it'll be like Odysseus fighting monsters and, like, going along his journey, and, like, this is his I don't know. This is his journey, and it's nice to have a journey song. It's nice to. This is my opinion, which is a little slightly unpopular. I think just a pinch of filler is okay, and I think I think Hermes is the pinch of filler we need in Epic. He gets 5% of Epic, and he's filler and he's fun, and you need that in a story. You just need a break sometimes, because if you just went from Not Sorry for Loving You to Charybdis, I don't think I would buy it personally. Like, I'd be like, oh, he's too much of a sad boy. Like, why would he wouldn't be like this excited to fight this monster? He wouldn't, like, I don't know. We needed this moment, and I don't know. It's a nice bit of respite, and the amount of the references to everything else, the references to keep your friends close, and I don't know, the reference to Wouldn't You Like with the Hermes, thank you. The nice little nod to Athena, I'm not the one who fought for you. The lead into the next song a little bit with him saying, good luck, and, strangers lurk around the aisle, danger that greets you with a smile. There's a lot here, and I really love it. I can't think of a single complaint. I've been yapping a lot. Josie, what do you like about this song?
Oh, I love how Hermes is just like, pardon my language. He's just like a little gremlin shithead
No,
that's just like,
I said the fuck word. It's fine. He's a gremlin shithead.
yeah, he's just like that little shit eating granny. He's like, hee, do you miss me? It's like I love it, and it's like, yeah, Odysseus needs that, and I love the visuals for it, especially when you're watching the animatics. It's just like Hermes dancing around. Meanwhile, Odysseus like fighting for his life on this
Yeah,
raft.
yeah.
And I was trying to,
It's fucking
find a
beautiful.
picture. I was trying to find a picture of the twerking Winyan.
Oh
That
my
is
god. Oh yeah, also, this is a fun thing. Jorge's sister's in this song is one of the Winions, and I love that for her.
twerking Winyan.
Yeah, Jesus.
I love dangerous, especially because it's like, yeah, Odysseus is getting that fighting spirit back, and I forgot to mention this, but well, I'm gonna mention it, but there it is said that if whether when you look at the mythology that Hermes is kind of related to Odysseus
No, no,
because
he is
you know,
related. Great grandfather.
okay. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so having that like the god of like travelers and trickery, like this song just screams, I am a trickster. You are related to me. You are a trickster. So let's just have some fun. And it is I do love the like differences between what did you like being in like this disco song versus Dangerous is like we're gonna be superheroes. We're gonna have this montage, and I'm gonna spin like a Beyblade.
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna I'm gonna dance around while you're fighting harpies, great grandson.
Yeah, I love it. And then, like you said, the nod to Athena, like Hermes is like, I didn't fight for you.
Yeah,
Someone else did.
yeah. I don't know if you saw, but uh, Gwendy and their team are making a version of God Games where it's Hermes who fights for Odysseus.
I did not see that.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
it's great.
god.
I'm excited for it. You can, yeah, they made a little like teaser thing that shows the cast, and I know I'm excited. They got they got some very interesting cast. They got the person who did the Little Wolf like live animatic to be Hermes' voice, and honestly, it's pretty good. He does a good job.
Nice. I will also say, going back to the person who played Hermes, I also listened to some of his other music, and after Epic fully released, he released part of his um, Zodiac series. He released
Yeah.
Sagittarius,
I,
which I'm a
oh, I will
Sagittarius.
carry us through the night, through every barrier. I love Troy. He's awesome.
And I I love that. I love that song because one, I'm a Sagittarius, but also everyone was like, "Yeah, this will be playing at like the end credits of Epic."
I,
I'm just saying, I love.
I, I, I mean that would be a very interesting tonal shift, but yeah, I have seen someone make a fan made end credits a casting call. It was very fun.
Yeah, but going back to the song itself,
Yeah,
I like it, and it's. I think I have it somewhere saved on my TikTok, but the original snippet of
uh,
Jay singing
yeah.
both
I
parts.
think Jay could also be Hermes. Like if it would be interesting if like like Epic turns into a stage play and they get like other people to play some of the characters and he just played Hermes. That would be funny.
Is that technically he did meet Limo Miranda, who is playing Hermes and Percy Jackson.
Yeah.
So in a way, Odysseus met Hermes in real life,
Well,
but speaking
Odysseus
of
met Hamilton and I I don't know. I I still I I fucking saw a meme that was the Chad Odysseus who doesn't cheat on his wife versus the Virgin Hamilton who's a little cuck boy.
yeah, but speaking of a stage adaptation, when I was uh at work one time, I somehow sketched out the staging of what an epic stage version would look like.
Hmm.
That's how bored I get at work.
Hey, if you ever make like a video series where it's like your friends lip syncing to like the things on stage to just show like lighting and costumes and stuff, I would love to join. I can voice. If you needed singing, I could do some singing. Yeah,
That would be cool, but right now I am just busy.
fair enough.
But otherwise, I would so do that because I have so many ideas. Like I said,
Yeah,
I got into next to normal, and I could do like a whole essay on why Gabe Goodman is not the villain. He's just a guy on the counter.
you do it. Why not release it out there? Look, I this is something I'm learning, which is just make things. I thought like, oh, I want to make like an audio drama, and now I'm making it. So just go for it. All right. Yeah. Any
Yeah.
Anywho, yeah. Dangerous, just perfect. My favorite epic song, S tier, top of S tier. Uh, I I don't know. I love it so much. I don't know. I could gush about it for hours. Anything else you want to say before we move on to Charybdis?
Not really. I was trying to find some of the things that I have been making
Mm-hmm.
myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So, Charybdis. So, Charybdis is a song where Odysseus comes across a whirlpool monster, uh, and not exactly aria, but is kind of singing to himself because the monster doesn't talk, and just says, like, bring it on. I'm not dying here. You can't stop me. And he escapes the monster, and he sees on the horizon Ithaca, and he's excited. He has a warm feeling in his voice. He gets to see Penelope, and then he hears blaring horns, and 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 he sees water rising, and he knows that he's in danger. So that's Charybdis. This is the I think a fairly underrated song within this musical. I don't think a lot of people like it. I have a lot of good things about this song personally. Um, I think instrumentally the song is really awesome. I love the horns. I love the electric guitar. I love the drums. It's so intense. It does feel like a battle. It being in 5/4, that being Charybdis's instrument is really interesting. That like, yeah, just the style of music because Jay really hates writing 5/4 music, so I find that to be really interesting. I love I don't know, just this how like impactful this. I was talking before about spectacle. Like Hermes is a very like Danger's a very spectacle song in the way that it's like a journey and like it's upbeat, and this is a spectacle in that this feels like a proper like monster fight, which we haven't really had a fight with a monster since Cyclops Saga, really. Like there were the sirens, but that wasn't a fight. That was an ambush. There was Scylla, but that was just a massacre. This feels like another fight, which is nice. Like he doesn't kill the monster, and the monster doesn't kill him, but like it's nice to have like a battle, at like of like kind of wits in a sense. I think emotionally, this song is pretty good. I think this song does hit the beat of like this is triumphant. This is a very triumphant song. You feel like his like very kind of earned self-righteous anger, like in a way, like you feel like he knows exactly how to sail. You can feel it, and I don't know, it feels awesome that like he's doing this is an awesome epic moment. And I think I don't know, the singing is really good. It goes out there and I don't know, I think the melody of oh bring it on, I'm not dying here is really catchy. And I don't know. I really like it, and the second half of the song, where it's the emotional part, is really soft and beautiful, and I get teary eyed a little bit when I see it. Uh, and there's some nice references here too. Like I like the obviously Penelope, and there's also the bit where he says he does the storm bit near the end where he goes oh oh oh. Uh, yeah, and the ending bit where it's kind of like the sound that the siren like from different beast, like that kind of similar sounding thing. That was a nice touch. So yeah, there's a lot that I like about this song. What do you like about this song, Josie, if anything?
I do like how it it flows right into dangerous. It's like he has this confidence. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this," and the fact that it's just him by himself, it's like, "Yeah, I can do it." And then he's like so close. He's like, finally. But then the twist at the end, and when we get into Get in the Water, I will gush about it. But the transition between Charybdis and Get in the Water, the fact that there's the full like guttural scream of he's like, no, this can't be. I love that so much, and it's just like it's a badass song. He's like, I got this. I can do it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't don't really listen to Charybdis often because I literally go like dangerous, get in the water, get to Saga.
I, I
If
mean,
string existed.
I mean, to be fair, if I just had to listen to Cersei Saga, like the only song I'd really listen to is "Wouldn't You Like," so I understand.
Oh, I would listen to Wouldn't You Like and Done For.
Fair. I also love Done For as well, but I do wish it was longer. Anyways, but yeah, I don't know. Speaking of longer, I wish this song was longer because it's only 2 minutes, and I think having like another minute of battle would have been interesting. It would have been nice to see like some moments where like Odysseus like is like he almost slips up, but then he recomposes himself. I think that would have been fun. Like emotionally, I think that could have been interesting. I think lyrically, it's slightly boring. Slightly like there's not like a lot of interesting things it does in like the battle part, and also the start where it's like you must be who Hermes mentioned. It's like Hermes technically didn't mention him. I argued that like danger greets you with a smile. I guess that technically counts, but it's not like you know you know. I think if like at the end like Hermes like said something like have fun like uh uh I don't know. I think that could have been interesting. It's like, oh, something's coming up. Like, you must be what Hermes mentioned. I think that could have worked with that. But anyways, yeah. And also, I wish there was slightly more references to certain things. Like, it's nice that there's like, the Penelope and the storm bit, and also the horns showing that okay, this is a fight across the ocean. But I don't know. I would have liked a little bit more. Just I wanted more, but it's still very good, and I honestly, I really like this song a lot. I put it in like mid B. Like, this is a song that I really like from this saga. I don't know. Do you have any like problems with this song that you want to address now before you rank it?
Don't have any problems. To me, it's like it's the determination. It's like I am willing to fight this hole in the ocean just to see my wife. That's what
That
me personally I love Odysseus. That he's so determined. He's like I have fought in a war for so long. I am tired. I just want to nap with my wife. Maybe meet my son, but I want to nap.
yeah, 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 you could definitely feel the determination, like for real. I I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot. I don't know. I also, like I said, like triumph doesn't come often unless there's something bad coming up in Epic, and yeah, the bad thing is the next song. But yeah, I I don't know. There's a I think there's a lot this song does right, and I think yeah, the worst part about it is that it's too short. Like I wish it was like 3 minutes. I think that would have been nicer, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Where would you rank this song, Josie?
I would personally, I do like it. I would rank it a low B.
Fair. That's fair. I'd rank it
Like
mid B, but that's also fair.
at least I didn't put it in D.
Yeah. Like, not sorry for loving you. God,
Hey, no.
I know. I'm just teasing you. God, I have an ex friend who's that's their favorite Epic song, and and I also and I look back and I'm like, they they didn't do some great things with me. Not gonna lie. Okay. Okay. Anyways, but yes, are you ready to go into your other favorite Epic song?
Get ready for a very, very long yapping session.
Okay. So next is Get in the Water. So this song, Poseidon returns in all of his terrifying glory. More terrifying, I would argue, than in Ruthlessness, but I'll discuss that in a second. But yes, Poseidon arrives. Odysseus is on a raft, and he's just barely home. but Poseidon says, you know, our paths have crossed. I let you get away before. Now get in the water, otherwise Ithaca goes down. And Odysseus tries one last time to say, to give Open Arms a genuine try. He says, aren't you tired of fighting? It's been so long. Let's just go home and just rest. And Poseidon says, I can't. And Odysseus naively says, maybe you could learn to forgive. And Poseidon says, no, and stabs him. And Odysseus is going to the bottom of the ocean. He hears the distant sounds of those he's lost as he's losing consciousness slowly. So yeah, there's a lot that this song does right. I think emotionally this song is really, really good. It's very imposing, like the feeling of it with Poseidon looming over Odysseus, and the plead is I think is very reasonable because Odysseus is the kind of character where he'll do anything to get out of trouble. He'll use any like philosophy to just escape consequence. Before it was open armsness and now it's ruthlessness, but he tries open armsness one last time. And I don't know. I do think that there are certain things where like the one thing that takes me out of it emotionally is the die. I don't know, but I still think it's very good emotionally. It's I think there's some really fun lyrics like I'll take your son and gouge his eyes. That is, unless you say goodbye. Get in the water. Like that's a really fun one. Steven Rodriguez does an amazing job as Poseidon in this song again. You can really feel it. The instrumentation being a somber like nylon guitar, but played really intensely is really interesting. And the background vocals for Poseidon not being the Laestrygonians, but being like just like feminine voices is really good. I don't know. I love it. I love the attack he does, Shatter the Ocean. Like that's a really intense moment with all the horns and everything. I think this is a perfect point in the story where Odysseus tries again to escape danger, but he fails, and it looks like the end. And there's a lot of thematic cues. Odysseus using ruthlessness as mercy upon ourselves, but, maybe you should learn to forgive, and then him saying the real line is really good. I love that, he says, that Poseidon says, I'll take your son and gouge his eyes. That's fun. That's a good reference. I love I love at the end when the spirits come back, it's both a reference to, those spirits in their songs, but also the moment in, Love in Paradise, where he's on the cliffside. There's a lot in this song that I really like, but, I'm going to give the floor to you because I think you have a lot to say.
I love this song so much. Like I said, the transition between Charybdis to get in the water, and like, I have always imagined this song as like a very like badass moment. Like, I obviously there's the animatics of like him actually in the ocean, but I just imagine like Poseidon just standing the boat with Odysseus, like trying to
Mm-hmm.
like talk to him, and then that final moment where he's like, no, he then pushes him into the water. I love. Oh my gosh, words can't fathom. Steve Rodriguez did an amazing job as Poseidon, and it's just I personally I love like this. Okay, this is weird to say, but like when Odysseus is being pulled down into the ocean, I've seen people like say that you can like the more you go into epic after Polytes dies, the fainter his voice gets. So when you
Mm-hmm.
listen to Get in the Water, it's like very faint. It's like, oh my gosh. But I love Get in the Water because it's just like you have Poseidon technically still holding the grudge against Odysseus for basically killing one of his sons, and then Odysseus
Yeah.
is like,
Yeah.
mercy?
Yeah. In
And then
in ancient Greece times, that would have been worse than murder, is crippling someone.
Yeah, but it's just to me, like the lyrics as well, like it's just you can still hear like the tauntingness of Poseidon while also it's like technically he's still grieving. Yeah, it's been years later, but the gods can hold grudges, and obviously Poseidon held one for a really long time.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
I really like Get in the Water. I've
Mm-hmm.
always imagined like original characters of mine, like being that position of Poseidon and just like manipulating the water. I have a brain. I can't function sometimes because creativity just goes
Brrr.
yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I do really like this song. There's some things that take me out of it, like some of the lyrics, like the die. I think it's a little too much.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at the lyrics for it because
Yeah.
I haven't listened to it in a while.
Buddy.
But
But God, you're just going off the dome. I respect. I listened to that earlier today. I was walking home from work. I think instrumentally, I wish there could have been like, I don't know. I wish there were certain things they could have implemented, which would have been interesting. Like, I don't know, have I don't know, have the ghosts have a little bit of like their music come back. That would have been fun. Like instrumentally. Uh, the
yeah,
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I also wish there could have been like, I don't know, like maybe like Poseidon being this mad. Like you can hear Polyphemus's voice as he says, ourselves. Like you can hear that. So maybe it would have been fun if like a cello came in. I don't know. There's just extra things that could have been fun to do, but I think what's there is still very good, and this song does a lot right. And I think this is a very good like you know quote quote unquote calm before the storm. It's still very storm, but
yeah. I do also now that I'm like re-listening to the song in my head, I love in like when he's saying get in the water, it almost sounds like the ocean is singing with Poseidon. And it just like it makes it more like badass and villainous. It's like, yeah, get in the water.
yeah,
It's like
fucking get in there, bitch. Yeah,
exactly. It's like I turn into a little gremlin whenever I hear it. I'm like,
yeah. All right, but yeah, I'm ready to rank it. I personally would rank it high B tier. That is where I would put it. Though I know where you place it.
I put it in the S tier along with like some of my other favorites. Like, I can name like like one from each saga. Like, Warrior of the Mind, Remember Them, Luck Runs Out. What did you like? No Longer You. I haven't really listened to uh the Thunder Saga, but I think Suffering. Yeah, Suffering, and then Wisdom Saga. It's hard for me because it's just Telemachus arc. So
I
I think either Legendary or Little Wolf, and
yeah.
then
I
obviously Dangerous and Get in the Water, and then Ithaca Saga. I have a lot from that.
yeah, I can't wait to get to Ithaca with my friend Grace. There's a lot that I have to say, but yeah, I I think that's fair. That's a very fair ranking. But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say that you haven't already said about Get in the Water?
Hey, okay, I have seen people speculate that when Odysseus is being pulled into the water, when at the very end of the song, going into 600 strike, technically Odysseus died, but it
He
was Ares who brought him back.
Yeah, I
Like,
know that headcanon. If Jay would have put an Uru in the instrumentation, then I would have believed it. And the Epic is still technically a concept album, so if he rewrites it and puts that in there, then that would be great. And I'm gonna talk about that as we get into 600 Strike. But yeah, I do think that headcanon is pretty fun.
yeah, especially like going back to God games and hearing that Athena and Ares were going at it to the point
Mhm.
where it's like there will be bloodshed. Just you wait. And then
Yeah,
typical
I
Saga rolls
y-
around.
yeah. Yeah, I've seen like like an image of like it was like Ares during song 38 and it was just him with a bucket of popcorn and like uh Aphrodite just looking at her god phone just being like, ugh, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Our
But
time comes with would you fall in love with me again?
yes. Yeah, I mean I felt for Mocha, like I was crying during that song too. I get it. Like I respect that man. Anyways, are you
I
ready?
was crying on Christmas Day
Dude,
for Would You
I
Fall
was
in Love with
crying
Me
at
again.
okay. I don't want to spoil that, but okay, we're gonna get to the last song. We have one left. We have 600 Strike. Are you ready to talk about it? Is there anything else you want to mention before we talk about it?
No, it's the, almost at the end of the saga, which
Yeah, this is
I
the
think it's a badass ending to it.
yeah, we're gonna get to it, but yeah, this is the final song of Vengeance Saga 600 Strike. So 600 Strike. Uh, the plot of this song okay. The plot of this song is that Odysseus wakes in a sudden. He's still being dragged to the ocean, but he sees the windbag. It's his one out. And he ties it to his back, and it turns into a windbag jetpack. And with this newfound increase in speed, he speed blitzes Poseidon, and Poseidon is down. He's on the rocks. And Poseidon says, you idiot, you released my storm. You'll never get back now. And Odysseus, with him, like thematically drowning in that ocean, he, he does a very ruthless thing. He picks up the trident, stabs Poseidon over and over and over while saying things like, how does it feel to be helpless? How does it feel to know pain? Just over and over again at him, and ending with, didn't you say ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves? And Poseidon, after so much pain, can't take it. He heaves. He says, stop, and lets the storm go. Poseidon asks him a fake question, much like he did in Ruthlessness, with like, "Oh, this is your chance to apologize," even though in my head canon, I don't think he would ever let him go. Uh, and he asks the question, "How will you sleep at night?" And Odysseus says the most badass line in all of media. He says, "Next to my wife," which that I'm gonna talk about that when I get to the lyrics. But yes, okay. So there's a lot right. There's a lot that this song does right. I think uh, instrumentally, this song is great. I love the electric guitar. I love the trumpets. I love how it's a semi reference to Full Speed Ahead, and the epicness of the background vocals, where normally only a god gets background vocals that come out of nowhere, but in this moment Odysseus gets them, and it's awesome. I love the electric guitar. I love the horns. I love during the stabbing, the torture section when an organ comes in and it plays the melody from No Longer You. The song has so many amazing references, like the 600 Men, how Poseidon and Odysseus trade blows to each other, calling each other the things that they say, where Poseidon calls him a monster. Odysseus says, yeah, didn't you say ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves? The singing, the scream that comes from Odysseus when he says 600 Strike is epic. The lyrics again are like really good. It's really good, like back and forth between them, and again the ending line is fucking badass, and I love it. And story wise, I think some things that this song does well is that this is a proper boss fight. I think that this is also a moment of you know a moment of like Odysseus fully going through his character arc and like fully accepting ruthlessness, which is awesome. Poseidon turned him into this monster truly. Like he could have let him go. At the end of Get in the Water, he could have let him go, but he decided to subject himself to his own torture, really. And yeah, there's a lot that this song does really well. What do you like about this song, Josie?
So for me, I love how it's like, in a way, Odysseus is like, okay, I even though I'm alone, I still have like the full like the confidence and the support of the crew that he brought back from the Trojan War. It's really just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fight you finally. I love how, again, badass it is, and the fact that like Odysseus is just like, nah, like pulled a Miles Morales from Into the Spider-Verse. I'm gonna do my own thing. Picks up the Triton and just starts going at it at Poseidon, and I love, musically wise, in the lyrics, when Odysseus is stabbing Poseidon. Certain moments, it sounds like Poseidon is screaming along with the music,
Yeah, he
and it's
is.
just like that scratches my brain. I'm like, yes. And then like the final line, he's like, next to my wife. It's like, that's the musical right there. Cut everything. Lower the lights. The end. It's like, but of course, Ithaca Saga makes it like the cherry on top. Everything was worth it. But I could like say like it could be like, it does drag a little bit. Like at the beginning, it's like, yeah, 600 strike, cool. But then when it's like Poseidon's like, you idiot, you released the storm. It's like, when you go back to listen to Dangerous, it's like, that's kind of the point. It's like the second chance with the windbag. It's like, you kind of have to open it in order to get home. It's like kind of the whole thing. But I do love how it's like, it does pull back to no longer you, when Tiresias was like, yeah, I see a man, but it's not you. And it ties back to
It's
like,
no longer
wait a
you.
second. Yeah, no, it's no longer you. It's not the one who has, greets the world with open arms. It's you who accept ruthlessness. I do like it, and yeah, I Odysseus just like, how does it, yeah, be in my shoes for half a second, and then Poseidon's like, why? You can go.
Yeah.
I do love
Yeah,
during
yeah,
the
him
watch
saying
party.
please, that's so good. He is merciful only at the most necessary moment.
Yeah, I do love during the watch party for the Ithaca saga. Um, Steve Rodriguez couldn't be there, and
Yeah, I
just
love the
put the
video.
video.
Yeah, I love the video. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves.
Shower. It's like,
I
yeah,
God, uh,
I
I
I
I
do
I
love
love the
how
meme where
that
he's just
ties
Swiss
off.
cheese.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes. But I do love how it ties off that part of the story. So now once Odysseus does turn around, it's like, Martha, I'm coming home, sweetie. You know what I mean?
I Jesus. Okay. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it is a very nice ending to this saga and this song. I agree. Yeah. Uh yeah.
So,
All right. I have some complaints about this song though. I think although it's like lyrically satisfying, they don't really sing all that much in this song. Like at least like it's more like talk singing. Like it works for this song with all the yelling, but yeah, it's like it's not as melodic as other songs with that. uh I think emotionally it is very good. I think yeah, you can definitely feel the epicness and the like swingingness of the battle and like the emotionality of the torture scene. I do wish that there was like some extra things. It would have been nice if there was a moment of like Odysseus being vulnerable for just half a second at the thought of not coming home and then going back to angry as he is ready to stab Poseidon. I think that could have been fun. uh these are more minor complaints to my main one, which is the jetpack is so fucking dumb. I I understand what Jay is going for with it being a video game power up, but one, it doesn't explain, like, I don't know. there's no point there's no point in which it explains like, oh, you can also use this as a jetpack. Like, I don't know, there's not that. There's I don't know. I don't believe that he could fight Poseidon with a jetpack. I don't know. Like, I understand that Jay has said like, oh, Poseidon's like a long ranged fighter, so up close it's not as A game. But like, I don't know. You don't know that just through listening. I don't know. And also, there's just so much like, I don't know. Like, it just baffles my brain. It's really stupid. I do know that there's people who've said like, oh, like yeah, like you mentioned Ares. I think that would have been fine if like you heard that coming in, and you heard like like a ticking clock sound as like he uses Ares' quick thought to like like fucking burst damage him with the windbag jetpack. I would believe it. I would believe it. I'd be like, okay, that's enough power where he could just barely beat him. I don't know. There's some interpretations where like he uses the windbag power to like get through to Poseidon, which I really like. And I don't know. There's many interpretations. Like, yeah, there are animatics where it's like, yeah, he does get the power with Ares, which is nice. I like that, but it's technically non-canon. What's canon is that he gets the jetpack, and I find it really stupid. I I think it's so stupid that it wraps back around to being awesome, like how it works. But I also do know that yeah, this is not great storytelling.
The way I interpret it is that I use the idea that Ares basically revived Odysseus, and then like because throughout the Ithaca saga, you can see Odysseus has like the red in his eyes, like signaling that difference. So to me, I didn't know about the whole jetpack thing. I thought it's like, okay, Ares helped him. He just shot up
Yeah,
the ocean and just
yeah.
went into it.
I have a certain animatic I need to share with you, which it does or yeah, you could interpret that Ares helps him. I think that's what it's supposed to be. Hold on, let me give you that. Yeah. I also this is a very weird hot take. I gotta say, I know a lot of people like duvet boxes, like version of it where like, oh, like he outsmarts Poseidon, like grabs the trident, but like I think the point is uh, like that he doesn't get the Poseidon like trident until like the second half. And I don't mind the idea of like the spirits of his soldiers coming to help him. I think that could have been interesting. Like, I don't know. I honestly, this is my thought, which is if Hades was in God games and he got his own instrument, and then you heard that like instrument playing, like then you could be like, oh, okay, Hades is giving him the spirits of the dead. That would have been fun. I don't know. I just there's a lot there that could have been done. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, I still really like this song. I think for what it is, it's still very fun, and I love it a lot. Like the musicality and the epicness. And again, I think the jetpack is stupid enough where it's like, okay, I can like I'll turn off my brain for this because I think it's fun. But I also do recognize that yeah, this is not great storytelling.
And thinking back on like a stage adaptation, how would that?
Yeah, I mean,
Obviously,
if you
like
if you interpret it a different way, like if you get like a I don't know, like if you like he opens the windbag and then there's just like a lighting effects where it's just like an animation of like wind blowing that are shaped like men, and then it's like attacking Poseidon. I think that could work.
yeah, the way I see it, like if you do decide to do like the jetpack thing, you would have to like have a rigging system hooked up to the fly house, but that takes a lot of work, and especially with other songs that are more like grandiose. Well, it not more, but on the same level of grandiose as 600 Strike. Yeah, I don't know. My tactical theater brain's just like,
Yeah, it's
would this work?
I I've also seen interpretations where the 600 strike is literally he gets one like his sword gets powered up by the spirits, and then he does the one strike where it's like 600 men are attacking. It's like, so it's like you
Yeah,
could do that where it's like a glow, like you get like a glowing blade or something.
yeah, I've seen it interpreted that way.
Yeah.
And I just think of like, you know, him using the windbag as well to stab him, but I don't know. I can think of so many different ways of how this music will be interpreted.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I still love this song despite its problems. Uh, I personally would put it in high B. That is where I'd put it next to Get in the Water.
Put it in B as well.
Yeah, fair. All right, but yeah, that's my list. That's my list of that, and now to rank it. So yeah, I rank all the sagas. So I rank the Vengeance Saga in B tier, high B. I think this is a really good saga. It has a lot of things I really like about it. I love the spectacle. 600 Strike especially is a fucking spectacle, and yeah, Get in the Water as well. That's like a spectacle of terror, and then like 600 Strike is like a spectacle of an anime battle. It's awesome, and this saga has a lot of awesome parts to it. Like it has my favorite epic song of all time. I think most of the songs in it are pretty good to best song ever. And then there's one song which is Not Sorry for Loving You, which is fine. I love I don't know. I love how in some sense this is kind of a sequel to the Ocean Saga, where the you know where like it becomes a fight against Poseidon. I think that's fun. I don't know. There's a lot this saga does right, but there's also some storytelling snafus I wish was different. And I don't know. I think I don't know. Like there's certain things like thematically with like ruthlessness and other things I wish were handled a little better. Though I do like the 600 Strike how it handled it. Like I don't know. There's some things that could have been better, but it's still very good for what it is. Where would you rank this on like an S through D of saga tierings? Juicy.
I really love all of the sagas. Uh, it's hard because I treat each saga as its own rather than the traditional Act One and Act Two. So if I
Yeah, so it's like a
if
9-act play in that sense to you.
yeah, it's almost like Shakespeare, but make it modern with anime tropes in it. Um, if I had to rank it, I would have to put it very closely to where I would rank the Wisdom Saga, because I am a firm Telemachus defender, and
I
I
love
love
him.
that.
He's great. He's a silly little guy.
Yeah, and Miko did an amazing job with him. But in
Yeah.
terms of ranking it, I would have to put it. If I had to put each saga in its own ranking, I would put it in A and then Wisdom on top. If I was
Fair.
forced to.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But overall, I would say Wisdom and Vengeance go hand in hand. And then Ithaca is like packed on the end because the way that everything wraps up in that is just chef's kiss. Especially hold him down into Odysseus. It's like
Yeah. I I have things to say about Ithaca when I get to there, but yeah, I I don't know. It'll be interesting, and I mean, based off of this, you can guess which one is going in us.
Thunder Saga.
What?
Thunder Saga going in S.
I already ranked it, bruh. I put it in A. It's my third favorite. I really do like it. Zeus, I love him. He's terrible, and I love him. Also, the amount of friends I have that are just thirsty for him, it's like, bruh.
Oh, I guess I'm not one of them then, because I'm a firm Odysseus and Penelope. I go after them rather than the gods, because
Yeah,
if I had to,
I like Hermes.
Poseidon and
He's
Hades.
hot.
He's a little shithead. I
I
can't.
want to peg him. Yeah. Anyways, yes, but that is our ranking. I don't know. Thank you so much, everybody, for showing up. We're gonna raid someone. If there's a streamer you want me to raid, Josie, you can tell me. And if not, I'll just pick someone. You're gonna have me raid some anime voice actor, probably.
Third one. Funny enough, I found out that Damien Haas has a Twitch.
I mean, if Damien Haas is streaming, then I'll raid Damien Haas, I suppose.
He's not. Which, not only he's on Smosh, but he's also in the game Date Everything, which I can yap about that for hours.
Of course you'll yap about that, because you find every character in that hot, I'm guessing.
Well, when the Laundry Hamper is voiced by Laura Bailey, and the Dirty Clothes are voiced by Johnny Young Bosch. How can you blame me?
Alright, you silly queer. Anyways, is there anyone you want me to raid, at this time? And if you can't think of anyone, that's fine.
I can't.
It's okay. We shall raid someone, I'm going to raid a friend of mine whomst is streaming. Let me find a good one there. Let's see. Which one of my streamer friends should I raid? Fuck it. Let's raid Void Katie. I miss her. She's cool. Alright, hold on, I need to mute this. There we go. Anyways, so, we're gonna raid Void Katie. Before we go, first of all, we gotta do some shout-outs. So first we got my lovely guest. Go follow Josie, the amazing guest I have. Josie is a nerd and an artist and a costume maker and is a very dear friend of mine who I should talk to more. Let's see.
Sorry, I'm busy.
You're fine. It's not your fault. Stuff happens. It's okay. Anyways, yes, there's my card if you want to follow me. Fractured Fairy Tales is my VTuber group, which I need to update that. My art friends, all the people who made art for me. And finally, my model mama, Grace, who is awesome, and I love her. Yeah. All right, and then we're gonna, let's see, raid, a one Void Katie. Let's see, is that Katie? Yes. Yes, we're gonna raid Void Katie. Goodbye, all my Miss Monsters, all sorts of folklore and legend. Thank you so much for showing up. We're getting ready for a raid. Anything you want to say, Josie, before we depart?
Nope, just have a good night, y'all. I might fall asleep afterwards.
That's fair. Thank you so much for your time, Josie. All right, good night, everyone. Bye-bye. Stick around for the raid, please.